Hi, it's Esterina, and it's week 7. It's our final week. Yay. And today we are exploring balance in this little back to the basics. And I chose balance because we want to live our lives in balance, and everything else we kind of looked at, explored various ways, but nothing works unless we're really, really in balance. Starting from that, that tree pose to everything else we do, and even when we're just standing still. So let's get started. Notice how I don't have a mat. When I teach in class, I actually encourage students to get off the mat, just literally like step off for a moment when we come into tree. Because when you have something in between you and the floor, it kind of, helps you lose your balance. So let's start in Tadasana. If you remember back from week 1, we are having the feet about hip distance apart, sides of the feet parallel to the outside of the mat, tummy tucked, the internal rotation of the thighs, the knees are soft, shoulders are up, out, and away, arms are hanging loosely at the sides, palms are facing out, shoulders are stacked over the hips, the neck is a natural extension of the spine, the crown is rising. And we are going to do a little rock in all directions just to make sure we have a steady balance. And then we'll kickstand one foot against the other. And just notice how that shifts everything. We still want to try to keep those hip points facing forward. And from here we can build up. And you take that foot and just gently put it on the side. If that feels a little easy, you can go up a little higher. What we want to do is avoid the knee, so either down here or all the way up. I'm just going to hang here. If you can't do this, if you're like, no way, Esterina, I cannot do this, stand by a wall, one finger on the wall, and even though it's doing almost nothing, you're barely touching the wall, we're not gripping the wall, it's a finger, one light touch, like enough to hold a piece of paper kind of touch, you'll at least feel it and start to gain the stability. A couple of keys here when you're in tree or any balance pose. You want to pick a spot out in front of you where you are totally aligned in everything you're doing, but you're going to take the gaze and pick a spot and just sort of stare at it. It's called a dristi, a focal point. And you'll take the focal point, and when your mind is balanced and steady on one thing, your body often becomes in balance as well. And wherever you have your foot or your fingers against the wall, you can grow your tree, or you could stay where you were. You can bring hands to heart center. And if you were practicing with me and not watching and you want to do the other side, we'll put the foot you had up down, gently shift the weight, and without moving, feel how the foot that was on the ground, even though the weight is shifted to the other one, is really rooted. That's what's really cool about balance poses. You're rooting into the ground while you're growing tall, like a tree, tree pose. So we'll shift the weight, kickstand the other foot, ankle to heel. Maybe it grows a little higher. You can always stay here. If that's enough, that's enough. And you could build off of that as you practice over the course of days or weeks or however often you practice. And again, picking that dristi or the focal point, changing it up, moving the hands. Balance is so important for us as we get older. It helps with slips and falls. It's like just so good. So thank you for watching and being a part of this series. I hope that you've taken some great stuff. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Have a wonderful day, and if there's any questions about any of these things, call, text, or email. Namaste.